What if I told you that according to an ancient legend, the world is being held together by a giant snake, a serpent so enormous that it circles the entire earth, gripping its own tail beneath the oceans? For thousands of years, civilizations across the world have told stories about giant snakes. Some were worshipped as gods, some were feared as monsters, and some were believed to control the fate of humanity itself, from the sacred cobras of ancient Egypt to colossal serpents said to lurk in the deepest ocean. These creatures have appeared in myths, religions, and historical accounts for thousands of years. But perhaps the most terrifying part is this. One snake in this video was real. A prehistoric giant so massive that it makes even the largest modern anaconda seem small. Tonight, we're exploring the 10 most terrifying snakes in history. And by the end of this video, you'll discover why ancient civilizations feared serpents more than almost any other creature on Earth. Chapter 1. The Egyptian Cobra. More than 3,000 years ago, one snake held a special place in one of the greatest civilizations on Earth. The Egyptian cobra was not simply an animal, it was a symbol of royal power. Images of the cobra appeared on the crowns of pharaohs and guarded the temples of ancient Egypt. Egyptians believed the cobra represented protection and divine authority. According to their traditions, the serpent goddess Wadjet protected the kingdom and its rulers from enemies. But despite its sacred status, the Egyptian cobra was still a deadly predator. Its venom could kill a person within hours, making it one of the most feared snakes of the ancient world. For the people of Egypt, the cobra represented both life and death, protection and destruction. If you had lived in ancient Egypt, would you have seen the cobra as a guardian or a threat? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Chapter 2. The Serpent of Eden. Few snakes have had a greater impact on human history than the serpent described in the Garden of Eden. For centuries, this mysterious figure has appeared in religious discussions, artwork, and literature around the world. According to the story, the serpent convinced Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, leading to one of the most famous moments in religious history. Whether viewed as a literal creature, a symbol, or a lesson, the serpent became one of the most recognizable figures ever recorded. Its influence extended far beyond religion. Across cultures and generations, the image of the snake became associated with temptation, wisdom, and danger. Even today, thousands of years later, the story continues to be discussed and debated. Chapter 3. The Giant Anacondas of the Amazon. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, stories of giant snakes have circulated for centuries. Local communities, explorers, and travelers have reported seeing enormous anacondas lurking beneath dark rivers and hidden among dense vegetation. Most modern green anacondas grow to impressive lengths, but many historical reports describe snakes far larger than anything confirmed by science. Some witnesses claimed they saw serpents longer than boats. Others described massive shapes moving through the water like living islands. Many of these stories were probably exaggerations. Yet the Amazon remains one of the most mysterious environments on Earth. And when so much of the jungle remains unexplored, stories of giant snakes continue to survive. Chapter 4. The Black Mamba. Few snakes inspire fear quite like the black mamba. Native to parts of Africa, it is one of the fastest snakes in the world and one of the most feared predators on the continent. Unlike many snakes that prefer to avoid confrontation, black mambas have developed a reputation for aggressively defending themselves when threatened. Their venom is extremely powerful, and before modern anti-venom became available, a bite was often fatal. Because of its speed, intelligence, and deadly reputation, the black mamba became the subject of countless stories throughout Africa. Even experienced wildlife experts treat encounters with this snake with extreme caution. Of all the snakes we've covered so far, which one do you think would be the most terrifying to encounter in the wild? Share your answer below. Chapter 5. Jormungandr. In Norse mythology, there existed a serpent so large that it surrounded the entire world. Its name was Jormungandr, often called the World Serpent. According to the legends, the creature lived beneath the oceans and grew so enormous that it eventually wrapped itself around the earth. The serpent became one of the most important figures in Norse mythology. Ancient stories claim that when Jormungandr finally released its tail, the end of the world would begin. Although purely mythological, the legend reveals how ancient civilizations imagined forces so vast and powerful that they could shape the fate of humanity itself. Chapter 6. The King Cobra. The king cobra is the longest venomous snake on Earth, found throughout parts of Asia. This remarkable predator can grow to lengths exceeding 18 feet. Unlike most snakes, king cobras are known for their intelligence and unique behavior. They can raise a large portion of their bodies off the ground and spread an intimidating hood when threatened. Ancient cultures often associated the king cobra with power, wisdom, and danger. Even today, seeing a fully grown king cobra standing nearly eye level with a human is enough to remind people why snakes have inspired fear for thousands of years. Chapter 7. The Rainbow Serpent. Long before modern nations existed in Australia, indigenous communities told stories of a powerful being known as the Rainbow Serpent. This enormous serpent was believed to have shaped landscapes, created rivers, and influenced the natural world. Unlike many terrifying creatures in mythology, the rainbow serpent was not always viewed as evil. It could bring life and prosperity, but it could also unleash destruction when anchored. For thousands of years, stories of the rainbow serpent have been passed from generation to generation. Today, it remains one of the most important and enduring figures in Australian indigenous traditions. Which legendary serpent has fascinated you the most so far? I'd love to hear your answer in the comments. Chapter 8. Titanoboa. If there is one snake that proves giant serpents once existed, it is Titanoboa. Discovered by scientists in Colombia, Titanoboa lived approximately 60 million years ago. It was longer than a school bus and weighed more than a ton. Unlike mythical monsters, Titanoboa was completely real. Researchers believe it ruled ancient swamps and rivers, dominating its environment as an apex predator. When people hear stories about giant snakes, they often assume they are impossible. But Titanoboa serves as a reminder that nature has produced creatures far larger than most people can imagine. Chapter 9. The Sea Serpents. For centuries, sailors reported encounters with enormous serpentine creatures in the open ocean. These sea serpents appeared in ship logs, travel journals, and maritime folklore from around the world. Witnesses described long bodies emerging from the waves and disappearing beneath the water moments later. Many reports were likely caused by whales, giant squids, or other marine animals viewed from a distance. Yet some accounts remain surprisingly detailed, because the oceans cover most of our planet and remain largely unexplored. Sea serpent legends continue to capture the imagination of people everywhere. Chapter 10. The Basilisk. Among the most feared serpent legends of medieval Europe was the basilisk. Stories described it as a deadly snake capable of bringing destruction wherever it appeared. According to legend, the basilisk was so dangerous that simply looking into its eyes could mean death. Villages feared it. Travelers avoided places where sightings were reported. And, for centuries, artists and writers transformed the creature into one of history's most terrifying monsters. While no evidence suggests such a creature ever existed, the fear it inspired was very real. The basilisk became proof that sometimes the most powerful monsters are the ones created by human imagination. From the sacred cobras of ancient Egypt to the colossal Titanoboa and the legendary serpents of myth, snakes have fascinated humanity for thousands of years. Some of the creatures we've discussed were real, some belong to ancient beliefs, and some remain mysteries that continue to spark debate today. But perhaps the most interesting question is this: why do serpent legends appear in so many different cultures across the world? Why did civilizations, separated by oceans and thousands of years, create such similar stories? Was it coincidence, shared human fears, or memories of creatures long forgotten by history? Whatever the answer may be, snakes remain among the most powerful symbols ever known to humanity, and perhaps that is why their stories continue to survive. If you enjoyed this journey through history's most terrifying snakes, let me know which one fascinated you the most. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the mysteries of history.